Lord.
TGIF. Good morning, folks. Good morning to FYI. For your information, I'm
Yep.
Director Finance alongside Sherrod Duncan this morning.
Sherrod.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, wonderful folks, as always. We see you, Beatrice Selby. We see you, Dave Dorrell. We see you, Gavin Liverpool. Guys, it is always so good to be with you. And today's Friday. We are closing off yet another week.
Yep. Good to have you here, guys, and good to have had you all week long. The folks who are always here, as Judy says, Beatrice Selby, Dave Durrell is here already, Gavin Liverpool, and all the other beautiful, fantastic folks joining us on this good, wonderful, lovely
I think I missed something.
Tuesday. Judy look at me strange. I'm wondering, guys, just pull up. What's happening here, guys? What's happening here? All right. A lot of things to discuss with you guys. A lot of things to discuss with you guys this morning. And one of the things we're going to be discussing, I don't know if it's ready as yet. The Guyana VP draws fire over TNT falling apart comment. He draws fire, guys. Can you pull it up for us? Pull it up for us. Guyana VP draws fire. Pull it up. It's on the trend. Right? Is it ready? Pull it up for us. It's on the trend. Right? Fire this morning, guys. He draws fire. Hope you guys are good. Yep, hope you guys are good. So we're going to be discussing this. The man went to Essequibo talking his own story. Why you going talking, to these rice farmers about Trinidad business? Why you talking to the rice farmers about Trinidad business? A good morning to all except. A good morning to all except.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
That's quite a discussion
Naomi Drucker, except. Warren Figueroa says, good morning from Trinidad. I'm like, sorry.
Well,
Victorian.
Pardon me. But
Victorian.
Apparently we don't get out as much.
Victorian. Warren says, good morning from Trinidad. Apparently, Warren back in the Trinidad. Thank you, folks. So this is big on our agenda this morning. That is big on the agenda. Tag somebody. Tell them we on this. Folks, we broke that story yesterday morning here. Right? And it seems like we gone big. We gone big, people. We gone big. Do we have the Guardian? The guys watching me like.
So Warren said, Long Island, buddy.
Long Island, Trinidad. Good. That's how it was. Yep.
Well, we have so much to discuss, and like Sherrod rightly said yesterday, but we broke the story of the comment that was made by the VP whilst on that trip on the outreach.
Yep.
In Region 2, a lot of persons.
Fast.
A lot of persons slide past it, miss those comments, but we do our homework, like we always say. We always do our homework, so most definitely that is something that we will be looking at. But I see June Chase is here with us this morning. I just want to give the regular folks, Ravi, Kemraj, and so forth, a shout out before we get into the morning papers this morning. Dawn Cook, good morning to you. Ann Singh, good morning to you.
Good to see Ann. Good to have Ann here with us. Good to have Ann. What happened? She look at me strange, whole body. I don't know. I feel like I'm wearing something wrong. What happened?
You're good, Sherrod. You're good. This is all me. This morning. Okay, Chanel Wills, good morning to you.
Chanel, how you doing? Happy Friday, Chanel.
Do you know Chanel?
Chanel says nice orange.
Oh, nice.
Orange blouse.
Thank you.
Yes, I know Chanel. I know Chanel. Good to see you, Chanel.
Kylo Tech say, I'm late. No, you're good, Kylo. Don't worry.
Yep. And Cherry Baskin says she's watching some Barbados. Wait a minute, let's treat that and see Cherry.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
folks, tag a friend. Let them join. Let us know all the folks that's joining us from Trinidad this morning.
Yes, if you are joining us from Trinidad, let me know. If you got friends in Trinidad, share to them, share to their profiles. Tag them if you got friends from Trinidad. We want to know what's happening. There was a temperature.
Cecile Ogle is joining us from Festival City. Good morning to you, Cecile.
Yeah. Good to have you, Cecile.
Tanika Mac.
Good to have you, Festival City in the house.
Oh my God, rain is in Berbice, so that's what's going on there.
Yep. Do you know? I think I hope my history is right, but Festival City is celebrating It's 50th year of establishment this year.
Wow.
50 years since it was
Wow.
established for Carrie Festa, I think.
I'm feeling bad. I don't know this bit of history.
Yeah. 50 years.
When would this be
50 years
celebrated?
ago.
No, when would this be
50
celebrated?
years
What
ago
time
to the
this
date.
year?
Which
Which date? He doesn't know the date. I put him on
At
the
least I
spot.
know 50 years.
Yeah,
50
no,
years
I
ago.
was thinking that they probably have some activity or so forth.
Yeah. I think they're planning some activities.
Okay.
Cecile, talk to us.
This next month.
Soon. Soon. I've got just 50 years. You want more than that?
Can't just throw the information.
Some of y'all are lazy. Some of y'all are lazy. 50 years. You want more than that?
Okay.
Eileen Griffith, Norton Innes. Wow.
So we say Marlon King is joining from New Amsterdam, and it's raining there as well. So a lot of rain.
How's the gas
morning.
price in New Amsterdam? That's another story.
So Facebook user, my friends from Trinidad give me a cussing last night. I told them that I didn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Do you have the customer voice note? You can send it to us. Send it to us if you got a voice note.
Oh,
send it to us. Fitzherbert Jerrick says he's locked in from Connecticut. He's locked in from Connecticut.
So Marine said 1972. So I don't know what that date is coming from, but Marine expand on that. Is that a festival city date or something?
Yes.
I don't know.
1972, 50 years.
Oh, Carrie Festa, 1972.
I said that. I just said that Carrie Festa, 1972.
Did you just say 1972?
I said Carrie Festa. I started, but you interrupted me. I was going to finish. With 1972, so allow me now. Carrie Festa, 1972.
Oh my goodness.
Karen Gordon, we see you there. Candy Naleen, Inderjeet, we see you. Ravi Kemraj is here as well. Good to see you.
I called Ravi's name already.
Stacey and Stool.
Ravi, so you special?
Leonard Jacobs, good to see you. Right? I'm seeing Ravi for the first time. That's what matters. For the very first time. Hope you guys are great. Share the live stream. Smash that emoji button. I hope the operators might be a little tired from the week, but don't go to sleep on us right now.
Natasha Passad say good morning. I love watching
Natasha.
you. I love watching you.
Natasha, how are you doing?
Natasha love watching you. So
Natasha. Natasha, what? Let me see.
She loves watching you.
She put a number in the comment there. Natasha, how are you doing? I see Robert. Robert has joined us. Robert Pops Archer. Robert, good to see you there.
So I'm seeing Jureta is Ruth. I get a cuss out. Okay, so Ruth is saying she's the one that got a cuss out.
And Casey Ruth.
Yes, that's
we have a lot of Ruths. So Ruth, you don't got the voice note, man. Come on, man. You got to record these things when you getting cuss out and so on. It's the technological age, you know. We got to keep up to scratch. Elizabeth Narain says it's 1972 for Carrie Festa. Yep. Go to the front of the class.
August.
Go to the front.
I think that's what I was trying to get out of you.
August. I ain't said it, man. She keeps interrupting me so often. I ain't getting to finish my sentence.
Guys, you know this boy.
Carrie Festa, August 1972. You on date now? Huh? You on date now? Rami Leander. Hold on. Scroll back.
I saw a comment about Festival City there
right?
Just now.
Right. Scroll up the man. These guys we got here with me.
I think it's
Lena Jacob says she loves our programs.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, hold on, don't click on it. Take your time. I have a house in Festival City. Looking at my camera and I see some rain fell last night. You're making your style, Dave.
The tech, right?
Technology. I'm happy you're using it for your convenience.
So
like
you know, I'm curious to know where Dave is zooming in on
Festival City. Dave waiting. You expose Dave now. People know Dave and home in Festival City, right? But I got a property in Long Island too. I show him a camera. Warren, how you looking, boy?
How are you waking? What happened?
How you looking, Warren? You see, she interrupted me there. I was about to give the exact day Carrie Festa was taken in 1972 in August, but the she interrupted me. Then she said, I can give the date when somebody put up the date there. Right? Y'all remember that? TNT in the house, Carl Fordyce.
Dave said New Jersey. Yeah, so Dave in New Jersey checking the
Washing a long way off. Washing a long way off. Yeah, it's raining in Festival City apparently. 1972 August.
So Warren said, big up to all the Festival City, North Rumpel, peeps my home before I left Guyana 32 years ago.
Wow.
Yep. So that's a long time, Warren.
Wow. Warren left like when he was one.
My goodness.
Warren, as soon as you roll out the cradle, you were in the States. Hope it's not them boys forced you out. Because we know them boys were in power for a long time. Now they're criticizing other people. We're coming to that.
I wasn't even on my legs as yet.
You want
I was
you weren't on her legs as yet.
You know, right? I'm just saying.
Order. Candice Narayan. Good morning to you. Order. Pollyann Schultz. How are you doing there? We see you, Pollyann. Pollyann, we see you, boo. We see you.
Oh my goodness. Well, we can get straight into what is going on
right
right
now. Yes, a lot of things going on. Big things happening in Trinidad.
A lot is going on.
A lot of things.
Right. But before we even get to Trinidad, if you can just check on the morning trend a little bit, we see the morning trend. One of the things that
I thought we started getting newspapers.
But the morning papers. The morning
papers. What you had for breakfast?
The morning papers this morning.
We had curry roti for breakfast.
Listen, I've been off this morning. You know, I don't know what's going on, but this is I think the second day of this little phase. Yeah. But as we're going to the morning papers, one of the things that we're picking up is that transforming attitude could sharply reduce road fatalities and accidents. Right. But I just want to say that it's nice to see persons catching up and actually going down that line of saying what we've been saying for a very long time. Every morning we come and we speak about it. So it's nice to see that we see the papers picking up on this discussion. Very important discussion to go forward with. And another issue I see is that the trade unions see bigger role in budding oil and gas economy, and they basically slam the labor minister's critique of their usefulness.
He might need to be slapped and slammed. But that being said, I don't know why we hide in the Guardian at the back of the paper. It's like as a PP person, and they want to see really that Jagdio make the front page in Guardian. That was a trending story because they say how Trinidad fall apart. But I just noticed that the Guardian, they hide it in the back. That being said, though, I'm happy with what you have said as well, that folks are we have to become road conscious.
Correct.
How we use the road. Yes. We aren't conscious at all, whether we're pedestrians or we're motorists. Folks are not conscious at all. We just walk on the road, we drive on the road, and that's it. But keeping that keen eye out for danger, and if we take that kind of a position, change our attitudes towards road usage, I think we could save a lot of lives here.
Most definitely. So we continue to advocate for persons to use the road in a more safe manner than we've been seeing. And especially when it comes to the buses, we continue to say that the buses need to get their act together, and some buses need to be permanently pulled off, but some drivers need to be permanently pulled off of the road.
All that you hear with these accidents locally, you rarely hear about a driver license being suspended or revoked.
Completely. Some of them need to be
or you hardly hear that, no matter how the accident is. And every day there's a fender bender, and even more important for us to have these kinds of conversations, folks. Right? So we can save life and limb and injuries too. All the time. Right? I think it was just yesterday we were showing folks thieving a goat or transporting a goat. One cause accidents.
You just never know.
Right? You just never know. Right? We gotta be so careful.
Yeah, but and the image is in my head. Folks, you haven't seen.
Do we have the goat thief?
You can't just put out those conversations without having the visual for.
I hope we have it. I hope we have things tight here, And I don't know why we criticize in other countries, and we got our own basket of issues here.
Oh my goodness.
Right? We own basket of issues. I know we have. The guys can tell us, but good to see Kieran Hughes and Chisel Chipper 68 and Matthew Dennison and Pauline Austin, Carol Rollins and Mr. Yanks.
But we have seen some things here in Guyana, because there was a video footage that was circulating on social media prior of persons literally coming out of the car and taking a goat and
there was that one
pushing it in the bag.
We have goat thieves among us. Let me settle that. So we got goat thieves among us. Right? Things rough with chicken. Chicken is $700. Beef is $1,000 a pound. Not the whole chicken.
But I just want to say that I saw another video, guys, with someone actually taking a cow and pushing it into a car.
A cow?
I'm serious. I'm going to give Sherry this
them boys desperate now. Things rough. I ain't seen beef in a long time. I give up. When the prices calm down, the prices cool, I can go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have beef for Christmas
Right?
again.
Or if you all invite me over to your house, we can eat beef. We ain't got no problem.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
But I think the guy, do we have that? So look at this. Goat napping, things rough here, folks.
Goat napping.
We're in a position to criticize any Trinidadians. Things rough here. Take a look, guys. You see that? That goat I know you have to.
Curry goat situation.
Right? And Rita had curry this morning.
Oh, I did not have, I've never had goats. Listen,
Right?
when it comes to meat, I am very specific with my protein intake. I don't go past beef, chicken, and fish. I think that's it. I rarely consume pork. I don't do crab, period. I don't do any of those other things. None.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
I'm very specific when it comes to those things. I don't want to have certain things within my system.
You know, some people
don't.
making themselves
I
some goats
don't.
in this country.
So,
Y'all making yourself some goats. Y'all get fetch away. Watch this. Take another look at that video. Goat napping.
the poor thing. Look
The
at
goat,
the poor
the
thing.
goat looking like this. Where y'all carry me? Where y'all carry me?
But it looks like on a temp breakaway.
Yeah, the goat trying to block out. The goat know at the end of the ride. It doesn't end well. It didn't end well for the goat at all. I can promise you that. It didn't end well.
Warren said that goat was shouting junk about
the goat says, "With these jacobas carry me." These jacobas and trench crapos.
Oh my
Folks,
goodness.
things tight here, boy. Things tight. Judah.
Oh well, most definitely. If can we go into the morning trend
It's
now?
all up to you.
Can we
It's all
go
up
into
to
the
you.
morning trend?
If you're
this
ready.
morning? Well, the morning trend this morning, like Sherry was just alerting you at the beginning of the program that we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with an issue that we broke yesterday, a story that we broke yesterday, and we see it here being featured loud and proud in the Trinidad Guardian this morning. It says Guyana VP draws fire over TNT falling apart comment.
Yeah. So part of what we do here, guys, part of the great work that you fund, right? When you partner with us, part of the great work that we do here, that you guys fund, Warren and Will, Felix, and Paulette Graves and GT Rule, they're part of the work that you guys fund that we do here. So we put out this video yesterday morning on Twitter with the installed vice president. Let me characterize it well. The installed vice president,
Correct.
Bar Jack Dio, he went to Essequibo and he was talking to the farmers about why he can't help them, why he can't intervene and help them with the price of paddy and so forth. And he makes the point that, you can't spend everything you get from the oil and gas wealth, right? Never mind they appropriate all of it to the 2022 budget, right? Never mind that, but you can't spend all, because if you spend all, you're going to end up like Trinidad. That's a comment that was made. And so we put it out on Twitter, we put it out on our Facebook page, and the Trinidadians are having a field day with it on Twitter, and it was picked up by the Trinidadian Guardian newspaper.
Correct. I want to give Sheridan his credit right here, because I'm reading an article that is coming out of the Trinidad Guardian, and it says Jagdio's comments stirred up concern among citizens that one CARICOM state would make such bad remarks about a fellow CARICOM country. One other felt Jagdio should have found a better way to make his remarks. He said, Guyana opposition MP Sherrod Avery Duncan, you feature him, boy.
We go big. We made it.
On Twitter, wondered what, and they're quoting your Twitter post here. They said TT CARICOM brothers and sisters would say on the issue. Wondering what the TT brothers and
TT and
CARICOM brothers and sisters would say on the issue. So that was a tweet that Sherrod put out yesterday with that bit of footage, and I'm most interested. Everyone had a lot to say about that.
If you haven't seen the footage as yet, take a look, guys.
Most definitely.
The VP, the landlord.
We want to invest some of the oil and gas resources into building the infrastructure so the non-oil and gas sector in the future can generate the jobs. Because if we don't do that, when the oil money goes, we'll be poorer than many countries in the world. Look what's happening in Trinidad now. Trinidad is falling apart, and that's putting it mildly. Falling apart. No jobs, no sustained periods of negative growth. Can't see the light of day for the nearest future. For the near future. And
Yes, guys, that was it. That was it. And I just want you guys to have another piece of what was being reported there in the Guardian there today. What is being reported there? It said yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley didn't respond to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian queries on Jack Dio's comments, but the Foreign Affairs Minister Brown said he had made a phone call about the matter. And they're quoting Brown as saying, "I have shared my view on the matter with Guyana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation,
Wow.
who is well positioned to advise his government on the matter of regional history, integration, and respect, which our foreparents worked so hard to achieve over this region. At this point, I have no further public comment." So that was, very strong words.
I think it's quite interesting, and there's a larger discussion that we can have about the use of technology. Because look, we put out a simple tweet yesterday, and Foreign Affairs Minister calling each other about that issue. Explain what the VP meant here, Charlie. I can imagine Charlie saying, "Who?"
When?
When?
Where? How?
Where? A little tweet we pull out on in Twitterverse, and I'm certain. I am waiting. I think the Guardian article said that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, hasn't responded officially as yet. But his Foreign Affairs Minister called Utah and asked him what happened here. Explain yourself. We know we's bad friends like this, and we know things falling apart and all of that. And perhaps that is why Mr. Rowley responded in a certain way in Parliament. Yes.
Well, I was about to say when they say the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, didn't respond to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian queries on Jagdi's comments, I would say it's probably better that he did.
It's better because
based on his response.
Please and thank you.
Based on
Please and thank you.
Response of recent, I don't think I think that would have stored up a lot of things.
So why don't we play again for those persons who are now joining us what Mr. Jagdu said about Trinidad?
Correct.
And we show after that the response. Well, we come back and then we'll talk about Mr. Rowley's response to a question on Guyana.
Correct.
And Barbados in Wednesday's Parliament. PP.
We want to invest some of the oil and gas resources into building the infrastructure so the non-oil and gas sector in the future can generate the jobs. Because if we don't do that, when the oil money goes, we'll be poorer than many countries in the world. Look what's happening in Trinidad now. Trinidad is falling apart, and that's putting it mildly. Falling apart. No jobs, no sustained periods of negative growth. Can't see the light of day for the nearest future. For the near future. And
so that was the landlord for you. And Drita yesterday morning was pointing out the fact that the UNC party, that's the opposition in Trinidad, is also closely linked. Kamala Bissessa, who was the last prime minister there, they're closely linked, the UNC, with the PPP.
Yeah.
Right? They are very closely linked to the PPP. And there's a school of thought that is saying that this is Jagdio campaigning for Kamala.
But I did note a tweet on the Twitter feed that you had. I did note one of them was basically saying exactly that. Jagdio is here in Guyana campaign, and this is his.
Yep. And I thought we had a policy of non-intervention in the affairs of sovereign states. Well, I thought that was part of our foreign policy. But here is Jagdio, and some people saying this is him campaigning for Kamala.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Right? And hence why you had such a sharp response in which the Foreign Affairs Minister called Utah, the Trinidadian Foreign Affairs Minister, called Utah and said, explain yourself.
But definitely a lot going on there, and I spoke about it yesterday morning. There's so much that is not being said, and that could be inferred from the comment that is being made by Barjagli, and also the response given in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot
But you know,
could be inferred.
Some background to it, like we discussed in our affiliate program last evening. In the ring, you know, we've seen this evolution in the relationship between Guyana and Trinidad, and it wasn't always like that, you know. And some recent instances is when, you know, Mr. Rowley pointed out when he was asked the question in Trinidad, why aren't you taking Sputnik V? Like Guyana, he said, well, WHO hasn't approved Sputnik V, right? But we don't concern with all them fancy things, right? Once somebody giving we, you know, drugs, and you know we like drugs here. Once we're giving me drugs and we're getting a little kickback, that's all that matters. Rowley said WHO didn't approve it, and for instance, Leslie Ramsamy was the little chihuahua who was sent out to fight Rowley, but that didn't end too well
For us.
for us. But that, and you have the issue of the Delta variant, right? When Frank said he suspect, well, Trinidad told us definitively that a passenger that left here for Trinidad who was tested, the test came back positive for the Delta variant.
Yeah.
And then is when we started taking that matter very seriously.
Months after we had suspicions.
Yep. And it's on the heels, of the Sputnik V, gate. We had the flood, and Trinidad was sending some food for us. And we said we didn't want the food. But I know we're hungry. I'm a little hungry. You had other people too. Things are tough since then, right? And not much has changed. If anything, it has gotten worse. And so we had those issues of recent vintage. And then in Wednesday's parliament, a member of the UNC, remember the UNC is closely linked to the PPP. And this is why Jagio is campaigning on Kamala's behalf, asking Rowley the question of why Mia Motley got 10,000 jobs out of Guyana and Rowley didn't come to Guyana for similar perks.
But
right?
Rowley responded to that.
Rowley responded.
Classic Rowley response.
Take a listen. Take a look.
Prime Minister, in terms of measurability, Mia Motley left Guyana with 10,000 jobs. Would it not have been better to go to Guyana than to go to Qatar?
What do you have in Guyana? Why you don't go to Guyana if you want to be in Guyana? As a member of parliament in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, you're always talking about Guyana and Barbados. If you're unhappy here, you're free to go. Nobody has tied you here. Don't come and talk to me about Mia Motley. I am the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and I speak for Trinidad and Tobago, and I look after Trinidad and Tobago's interests. And if you have interest in Madam Speaker, what is offensive about this? This is the member who disgraced us in New York.
Prime Minister.
You are the only member of any government.
Prime Minister.
The only member of any government that met with...
Speaker is on her left.
Order. Love it, Judah.
Well, with that, I must say that I think we should be a little thankful that Rowley didn't respond to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian with regards to Barjaglia's comments about Trinidad. So I'm happy he didn't get that response, because if it was any response like what we just saw.
Yeah. You know, but truth be told, the Trinidadians have been helpful to us in the past. And why we'd want to throw them under the bus for political gains, well, that seems to answer itself.
Oh, wow.
You know, it seems to answer itself. Ipso facto, the thing speaks for itself.
But and I can repeat what the foreign minister Brown said.
Talk to her.
He said, I would just want to repeat it because of what you just noted. He said, I have shared my views on the matter with Guyana's foreign affairs minister, who is well positioned to advise his government on matters of regional history. That is the first one, regional history, integration and respect, which our foreparents worked so hard to achieve across this region.
Yeah. You know, I think it was the former statesman, Alistair McIntyre, I think of Barbados, who said that the idea of integration is the single most persuasive idea in developmental policy that we have in the region. So why would we want to be divisive in this matter? It is interesting. And then you had Kit Burrows, I think also Barbados, who said that no country, however powerful, can drop an indictment against an entire people. And it's strange that Errol Barrow of Barbados, who was a former prime minister, years ago said that. And what was the historical period in which Errol Barrow came to our defense as a country? It was around the 1953 era, where the British had suspended our constitution, and you had all those things happening. And Errol Barrow says, in our defense, no country, however powerful, can drop an indictment against an entire nation. And here we are now, because we smell and we sweat, right? And the Venezuelans would tell us, and the Trinis would tell us, calm down. We've been here before.
Yep.
We've been here before. And the way these guys here going,
The way in which it started. So
the way they're going.
if the start is any indication
Yep.
of where we will
Yep.
be in
Yep.
the next
Yep.
couple of years.
We head
Come
into
on.
Venezuela. If there's any indication, as economists, the resident economists.
Venezuela, let me remind you, is listed at number 108 on the World Happiness Index.
Yeah.
Where we
And
are
some
not.
people say we would make Venezuela look pale in comparison. Paler than Jackdio in comparison. That being said, this is what is gripping the region and Trinidad right now. The Trinidadians are very upset that the vice presidents would have uttered these words. It's like how people say, I know my children bad or my husband or whoever, but meanwhile you don't criticize them. That's what Trinidad says. We know how we go in, right? Everybody catching the detail, but meanwhile you tell me.
Yeah.
Right. Let me discuss your own business.
Putting us on-
Mind your own barnyards is what I think Forbes would say.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said. Well, as we move on, a lot more to be discussed later on in the program as it pertains
Yes,
to
and we're going to circle back to the same issue.
that issue, right? But as we move forward on the international front and what's trending this morning, we can see Ukraine war, civilians abducted by Russia tries to access, as Russia tries to access control. Right?
Wow.
So civilians are being abducted. No joke, guys. This is what is going on right about now. We see Ukrainians are being arbitrarily detained and subjected to enforce disappearances in Russia-controlled areas. So this is a situation that is building, and I think there is at least 36 cases as being reported here on BBC. At least 36 cases of civilian detentions in this regard. So we will keep monitoring that to see if that number is going to climb or if it would actually come down. But that is what's going on the international front as it pertains to the war between Russia and Ukraine. And not so far away, closer to home, we're looking at the Jamaica Gleaner this morning, and it said 6 shot and 3 fatal, right? It is Maverly gang attack.
They got their own pocketry there, boy.
So we're picking
Own
this up
pocketry.
out of the Jamaica Gleaner this morning. Very, very sad. It said it happened around 8:30 p.m. And that's according to the divisional commander police team that was in the area responding to the attack. And there was a shootout with the alleged gunmen. So that's a situation that is very sad. That persons, my goodness.
Very interesting. And Jamaica is trying to put its hands around this issue of gang violence and so forth.
Crime,
Right? What's the word we were arguing? What you said? Violence.
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 Sheriff says violence. I told him that's not correct. It's violence, VIO.
I never went to Queens. I guess she's right.
A lot of people say it, but I just wanted to point
Yeah.
out.
Prim proper, like.
So, and as we move around the region, we see in the Barbados today, it's saying that the Prime Minister tells the royal couple of Jamaica's intention to break ties with the monarchy.
Barbados today.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, the Jamaican stories in
Yes,
Barbados. Okay, sorry.
the Jamaican stories in the Barbados. Come on, Sharon.
White Prime Minister of Barbados. I thought they went down that road already.
No.
Yeah, but Barbados, Jamaica's following now. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Prime Minister tells the royal couple of Jamaica's intention. This is the Prime Minister of Jamaica's intention to break ties with the monarchy. So I would say about time.
Yeah.
Definitely about
Independence, self-governance, important in a democracy.
time. Very, very important aspect. So that is something I think that is going to be
People
welcome.
who install one know that.
Oh my goodness. They will not. They will not.
Install, you won't understand that. Go ahead, Rita.
Well, guys, as we move as we move closer, as we move very closer to home, I want to pick up on a very very interesting story. This it as it pertains to GCOM, and I've
Oh,
been speaking.
yes.
I'm very passionate about the issue with GCOM registration altogether. And we're seeing here that we're picking up on the local front that GCOM staff, GCOM is announcing that their staff is
Uh-huh.
not involved in any home registration process.
Uh-huh.
And this is what
You know, GCOM got its own basket of issues, guys. Its own basket of issues. GCOM has its own basket because with this here, and you know, they're right. You know, some smart body, mostly PPP, I think is that.
Yeah,
Put out
me
something
too.
that you got home registrations. It's the only day we want home registration. You know? We've been talking about house registration and the need for it and all that. And
Yeah.
that's something that we want. But we can't force GCOM through misinformation because we won't be getting what we want in the first place. I think it's them boys. Them boys trying to throw a spanner in the works here. Thanks, guys. But another issue that was raised, that I want to raise with this, is I saw Vincent Alexander, who is a GCOM commissioner, said that there's a kind of slothfulness in which GCOM is dealing with some hires, which suggests that they're being deliberate again because it will enable them to push down
Yeah.
local government elections and other elections.
Yeah.
Right? A deliberateness in slothfully hiring people to fill a lot of the vacant slots they have there at GCOM. Right? You know, you hear this whole thing about rigging elections. Right? This allegation that, you know, the coalition tried to rig
Do
elections.
you remember Gokul Bodo?
I remember him vividly.
Okay.
Vividly. But we were supposed to have local government elections this last year.
Yeah.
Constitutionally due elections. We
Yeah.
haven't had them yet. That's rigging.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Denying people
Denying
the
people
democratic
yeah.
will. Let me go to elections now, man.
Yeah.
If you feel you're governing well and you're managing well, such and so forth, we should go to elections.
Well, that
A fresh mandate like me.
that definition of democracy has not yet reached to the ears of the PPP. They don't understand that level of democracy when it comes to local governance and the ability of to enable grassroots leadership to empower people on the ground to be able to elect leaders for their own communities.
Yeah.
Not something that they take too friendly with at the level of the PPP.
And quite interesting, again, we're criticizing Trinidad, but Trinidad had local government elections, you know, not so recently, but within the stipulated time frame. You're saying Trinidad is impoverished and they're
Yeah.
falling apart, but clearly the democratic organs are working.
Correct. Very
And the
much.
will of the people is being demonstrated and adhered to, but we kicking the can now of local government elections down the road. And it's quite strange because it's one of the same issues amid the corruption and the thievery and all the other things that made the people lose office the last time. So you go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Well,
Let me stop you.
Actually, I don't want to just go past this particular topic because I want to warn persons out there. I've been telling you to go out and get registered. Go
Yeah.
out and get registered. And I've also today now we're discussing the fact that there are reports of persons going to people's homes to say that they are doing house-to-house registration. And I want to make it very clear that GCOM is refuting, saying that there's not.
Correct.
And I will further say, if GCOM is actually going to go doing any house-to-house registration at any point in time, we will be telling you that.
Yeah.
You'll hear it from us. You don't have to guess. So if someone knocks on your door to say that they're from GCOM and they're there to do registration, you take a picture of them, make sure that you send it in to us so that we can expose such persons, because that is a different level of fraud altogether. Because
Correct.
what is going to happen is if someone goes to your home and knocks on your door and say that they're here to do registration for GCOM, it automatically blocks your mind off from going to any GCOM office to be registered. So
Yeah.
that is a political play. It's a motive that goes against persons actually getting registered, and you need to call them out. If you know of anyone, make sure that you document. If you can get a photo of anyone that is going around saying things like that, send it in so that those persons can be exposed and don't be vulnerable to that situation. So that's just a warning
And
from us.
the encouragement there is to go. You have to
Yeah.
go to the registration sites closest to you. Go to them and get registered. Nobody's going to come to your home. That's not how this spirit is working.
It's not. They're very adverse to the whole process of house to house registration. So
Good.
just remember that.
Good.
And as we move forward, one of the things that we're picking up is the Women in Business Expo that is set for March 30th and 31st. Women in Business Expo, we see that being set for March 30th and 31st. And here, when you talk about women in business, it says at the launch, the organizer, who is none other than Sonia Noel. You know, Sonia Noel has been doing a lot of work.
She's Bartica. Here it comes. Here it comes. She's from Bartica.
The Bartician, Sonia Noel, has been doing phenomenal work over the years, and we applaud her. We commend this particular expo and the initiative that she's taken here to for women to be placed on the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And as we move forward,
moving
forward, guys, you know, this one is pretty interesting. I want Sherrod's take on it.
Tell me.
I want Sherrod's take on this because we have been speaking a lot. We started off speaking about Trinidad and Tobago, and again, Trinidad Guardian. Here you have it. The Guyana needs 100,000 workers for its development. That is what Robert Prasad tells the diaspora meeting in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
so,
Wow.
So here,
where they going? What are eating?
Right.
Huh? Where they going and where they eating?
You know, this, as Chris says, this, it says here in the Trinidad Guardian that foreign secretary in the, you know, I don't know what's creaking, but someone seems to be moving. The foreign secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Robert Prasad, says that Guyana needs 100,000 additional workers, and a call has gone out for Guyanese diaspora to consider returning home and building their country. You know, so it's saying here that Prasad was one of several representatives of the government of Guyana speaking with members of the Guyanese community residing in Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday night at the Passage of the Asia restaurant.
Interesting.
You know, what I want to say is that I don't think Robert Prasad actually took a look at our unemployment rate, you know, currently in Guyana.
Do we have that? The unemployment rate?
I don't think he had a look at it.
You have a look at it? The guys can put it up for us. Let's talk about that's interesting. 100,000 persons you call into work here.
He's calling person work,
right?
and they're saying they need both skilled and unskilled workers. So and begs the question of why are you even doing that when the unemployment rate here is so high? Why are you doing that when persons are crying out in every single region that they don't have jobs, and for persons that are working, the wages and salaries that are being offered to them, it is so insufficient to deal with the inflation rate and the rising cost of living altogether in our country today.
Yep. So you have that, and you have mayor getting 10,000.
Oh well,
jobs here.
Well, they're trying to fill 100,000, so like 90,000 left according to their numbers there. You know,
wow.
Most ridiculous. I don't think that there's any other way that we can be looking at that at all.
It is what it is, and you know, again, I think people are just going out there, like the Jagdi and the Trinidad issue, and they're mouthing stuff without carefully thinking. Right? Then connecting the mind and the brain and the mouth. There's a disconnect there. Yeah.
I think I can actually have there's a visual that is circulated online for that particular illness. There's that disconnect. But as we move forward, we're looking at I want to share to take the lead on this one, the relocation process for Mucka and Keenview families. Mucka and Keenview families processing smoothly as it is being reported here in the at one of the local newspapers.
Yeah, she wants me to take it, so let me take it. She wants me to take it, so let me take it. So apparently, where these guys had their homes, it was in the path of the new road they're building there, and so they were offered lands elsewhere. But some of the challenges, if folks would have read it and will read the report, I think out of Startup News, I think it was. Is that lots of them are still waiting for promises that were made. for the house to be built and for them to get the facilities like light and water, the area in which they were given these homes and so on. So all is not up and up. All is not up and up. You see this progressing smoothly. When you read the story of itself, you can give it that impression that it's progressing smoothly. Right? And so the administration, the regime gotta come clean and do good by the promises. You know the promises and whatnot, but at least you asked me to move because the housing was in the path of the road,
Correct.
right? The new road they're doing there, and they did so, and you got to fulfill your end of the obligation now.
But I see a part of one of the newspapers. A part of it is saying that meanwhile, some of the families who were on site requested the minister's intervention for timely service connection for Guyana Water Inc. Because yes, you're saying it's progressing smoothly, but there is no water at the
Yeah.
area. He promised to have the
Thanks,
utility
guys.
company work to get the homes connected within another week. And I can assure you that if we go check within a week, that will not be the case. The ministry had engaged a total of 35 families from the KNView on relocation as the ministry move to begin construction
Yep.
of the Diamond to Eccles on 4-lane highway. All right, so that is what is going on there on that front locally. So we hope that those persons actually get the basic needs, that basic necessities to actually utilize
Person of
the
interest.
housing. Yes. As we move forward to the person of
Person
interest
of
this
interest.
morning,
I love this parenting program.
I'm
I love
beginning to
it.
like it a whole lot. The person of interest this morning is none other than Aaliyah Abrams. Aaliyah Abrams, there you have it. You know, we are all so very proud to be Guyanese,
Yes, we
especially
are.
when
I'm very proud.
especially when Guyanese are doing.
Very proud.
You know, Sharon is really something else. My God.
Mm-hmm. Very proud.
So, Aaliyah Abrams, and I'm taking this. I want to take this quote off of her because, first of all, let me just say that she is now the record holder for Guyana record holder for the 400 meter, and she's also South America's record holder, coming in with her personal best. And I'm taking from a quote from her post on Facebook that said, "2022 World Indoor in Belgrade was a success, left with new 400 meter Guyana record, South American record, and a personal best. Although the finals was very rocky for me, I finished 5th overall. Glory to God. Thanks to my amazing coach." And she went on to tag her coach. There are lots of reasons to celebrate.
Yeah. Thanks to God, indeed. Thanks to God. Right? And, a young woman doing well in the sporting world. And, we salute all our Guyanese people, sports, in the arts, what have you, who are doing well. And Miss Alia Abrams is one such person, and we want to wish her, all the best, all the best. A very interesting young lady, very accomplished, and we hope that other young people will continue to strive and make their strides, right? And represent our country well, keep our country's flag flying. And she certainly is doing her best out there.
Most definitely, amazing talent by this young woman, and we continue to wish her all the best. And like we continue to say, we wish all the athletes all the best in Guyana, and that is that they just excel under not so good circumstances. I think a whole lot more needs to be done for athletes in Guyana.
Yep. So kudos to Alia Abrams. The biggest you.
Well, the biggest issue continues to be the high cost of living crisis. The high cost of living crisis, and it begs the question: in a position to judge others, are we in a position to judge anyone else?
That's the question.
This is as crazy.
Are we in a position to beg others, folks? You all see what's happening out there. And it is from the high gas prices, which is the most recent of the absurdities. And you just walk through other commodities in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Right? Other, what do you call it? What's the fancy term you use? They were telling us last year, mid-year report, we were 14% increase in
basic food items.
Basic food items.
Yes.
That's the term I was looking for.
You could say basic food item, basic staple goods.
Yeah.
Those
flour.
Are the economic terms.
15% raise in flour.
Yep.
Right?
Still not subsidized by government.
Exactly. So day before yesterday, we told you guys Wednesday, there was the announcement made that the excise tax on gasoline, kerosene oil, on
Jersey who?
Caro,
There
on
was no excise
diesel.
there was no excise
But they
tax
told
on
us that the excise tax was going to
kerosene.
be, yeah,
I have to pick
lower.
that up.
But
Guys, let me just say, take a page. Let me just say that that tax was not on kerosene. And I can further advise persons now because I did see a bit of comments coming out that persons were saying that they were looking to see the fall in the price of cooking gas. And I just want to break the news to you that cooking gas was not a part of that either. That tax was zero there. So
yeah. And with that, you would have hoped that gas prices at the pump, the price at the pump, we like pump in this country. We're pumping out everything, pumping out the oil, but we ain't seeing the effects of it. Nothing has gone down, and we made a check before the program again this morning. The guys made a check for us, and we have realized the prices again, 48 hours later, are still the same at the pump.
well, I think there was an article. I can't remember the news agency that put it up. But I believe that there was an article saying that was quoting those gas. iNews. I was quoting them as saying well there is no they have no inclination, but not inclination, but they are not obligated to lower the prices altogether.
Cause money got make. Money gotta make. Guys, do we have the one with the regional price? No. But this is the price as it is currently. Rubis got for $2.44, which is commendable. Imagine Rubis selling cheaper than the government. The government is $2.45, and then we're seeing at Shell is $2.49. And as we said, even coming on this morning, these prices were
What
holding.
type of gas Shell got, man?
Right? These prices. But Jimita, let's say that this excise tax being reduced had taken hold and was passed down to the consumer. How much money were we going to be saving?
Well,
Waiting.
I can make an estimation. I can make an average, and what I can tell you is what it would not pass, and it is not going to pass a difference of probably say $13 at max, I believe. I don't think that anyone could assume that it's going to pass, and this is assuming hard. The economic terminology for this, if the guys could bring us back, because we're looking at the prices here as we're maintaining that it hasn't changed. But I want to just throw it out for persons to have a good, solid understanding of what it is. Yes, we're saying that in order for persons to actually benefit to see that the decrease of the pumps, they will have to go through a process of trickle down economics, basically to say that yes, this person, the pump station owners, they are benefiting at the top, and they're going to have that benefit trickle down to the consumers and the ordinary man and woman that drives it. And I want to say at that point, when you say ordinary people, the ordinary guy needs to push their bicycle with the gas bottle on it and go there to buy the gas, and there's no change and no policy to change the price in cooking gas. So let's just put that out there. But when it comes, if you are to say the economic terminology, I want to use ceteris paribus. If you just say ceteris paribus, it's assuming everything else remain the same, and this particular policy of the removal of this 10% actually comes down to the people. What big difference is it going to make for you, the consumers? And the big difference is that you may have 9, 10, as low as $9 or $8 difference, or probably as much as $13. That's the most I can see coming out of that, if it actually reaches down, which I doubt it will.
Interesting.
Right. So basically, the only people that benefits from it are the importers, those persons who bring in it on in large numbers, not you who go into the gas station and say put a 2,000 in my tank. It doesn't make a difference to you.
Yeah.
Not when you have cooking gas.
I feel attacked.
Not when you have cooking gas at $5,700 and those things, and that's not being changed. So persons need to understand it's completely, and to see why we're critiquing it. It's not just for the sake of critiquing. We're critiquing it because the small man, the ordinary man, will not benefit from this.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's very, very sad, folks. What are the price looking like at your end? As we said, the basic food items. going
So
up all the time.
Naomi is saying so wait, no change on cooking gas. And I mentioned it on Naomi because I did see a lot of comments out there that persons were actually expecting
Yeah.
that price to be impacted, and people did not know that that tax was not on cooking gas. So no, there
Wow.
was no policy that was put that for the
Wow.
ordinary Guyanese. And I keep saying it, but I guess we need to break these things down a whole lot more for persons to understand what we're saying. It wasn't on kerosene, so persons who were consuming kerosene, they were not paying it before, and now the persons that thought it would have been removed from cooking, yes, it wasn't there. It could not have been removed, so no impact there whatsoever.
Yep. And you know, they promised economic dynamism and all that, but it's been one calamity after the next,
Yeah.
economically and otherwise. One calamity after the next. That being said, folks, we hope that you would exercise prudence as far as possible. You know, it's sad that we have to say, you know, if you don't do any unnecessary driving, or, you know, as folks would say, you gotta drive with the windows down.
But you know, it's a crisis is it's a mess right now, because as we look at the crisis, we're putting it over the word crisis, we're getting it even from your Fernali's page, that utilization word, that the crisis is around.
Yep.
A food crisis.
Yep.
You know, so this crisis is coupled with high unemployment. It's coupled with the fact that we have the high. I think the last unemployment figure that we got was 14.5% in the third quarter report there. Then we had the youth unemployment being up at 31.9%.
Yep.
High unemployment. And then we have the high cost of living, the inflation altogether. And what is there to combat that? You have low wages and salaries. Pension is a mess. Public assistance is a mess. Those persons only getting pension and public assistance for a 10-month period. The $3,000 increase for the pension, even $6,000 getting basically stolen from them, because they're not going to be enjoying it for January or February. We have the fact that we have 15.89 billion allocated in the budget when it comes to the 6141 line item for put there for, as Jagdio is boldly saying, to look at the increase of wages and salaries. No discussions being had with the unions at this point as to how
None.
they go forward.
Well, the guy don't even want unions.
With the rate, exactly. No discussions being had with those unions as to how they should go forward with the negotiations to raise wages and salaries for the public servants. So we have a whole lot coupled together. When we say that there's a crisis, it's a severe crisis going on, because when people don't have money to afford basic staples, basic food items, then you are leaving citizens in the country to starve. That is what is going on in our country right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to see more persons digging through the garbage. We're going to see more children on the street corners begging at the stoplights. This is what is happening in Guyana right now. We can't just cover it up.
It's sad. And guys, we're going to continue to follow this information. We're on the gas prices. We're on the prices of the basic food items, because we want you guys to know what's happening, where it's happening, and all of that. And as we have more details, definitely we're going to have that for you. But we're at the weekend, folks. We're at the weekend.
Friday.
And we're so grateful that so many of you, Lizzie joined us, and Loretta joined us, Dan Gravesandi joined us, and Edward Gonzalez, Ingrid King joined us as well, Loretta Argyle and Alfred Jordan. A lot of fantastic folks, guys. Ensure you share the live stream before you go, and smash that emoji button as well. Share and smash and share.
Well, I want to remind persons out there that we have the Saturday and Sunday. You will not be seeing us, but you're going to be seeing. Well, you're not going to be seeing me back until Monday.
You might be hearing her. You might see her.
I don't know. Oh, yes.
You got a podcast.
There is a podcast.
Yeah.
There are a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
So most definitely. So Patricia, Alfred Jordan, we see Patricia Kisoon, we see Loretta also out there.
Nice folks. I know we want
Beatrice. Love Beatrice.
We want to invite you guys to partner with the program, partner with our programs, so that we can do more of this. We can meet our monthly responsibilities here. We always say it takes something to do this work, guys, to be valid and incredible, and to have the information that you guys love to have. but come on board and partner with us. We got a lot of platforms available for your convenience. We got Cash App, we got Zelle, we got PayPal, MMG. We are available via Western Union, via MoneyGram as well, guys. You want to know how you can partner with us to keep us keeping on, keep us out front, guys. WhatsApp, our MMG number, is 627-6963. That number is our MMG number, and you can WhatsApp us there as well. 627-6963, and we let us know how you can partner with us to keep this program and the other stuff that we do, the other programs, the podcast and In the Ring, keep it going on our website as well. Credible sources.
You know Chanel Smith Daniels?
Yes, I know Shannon Smith Daniel.
Do you think she likes you?
I think she loves me. Right?
And
And I love back to her too.
Shannon is in the comments saying, you know, she thinks this program should run all day.
You think so, Shannon? You're so sweet.
She said it because the PP is doing nonsense.
And
Madness whole
believe
day.
it or not, we got content for whole day. Believe it or not.
You know, as careers, when we come on, like a lot of times we have so much content.
We
that
skipped we
have
skipped
to
a couple
skip.
this very morning.
Yes, we had to skip yesterday. We had to skip this morning because we have to pack in what's most important so that you can have a good understanding of what's going on in the country.
Yep. And we're so happy that you guys are here with us, that you guys pull up a chair every morning in our kitchen and talk about these issues affecting our country. We're so grateful for your company. I really enjoy your company.
Most definitely. So, guys, be sure to be with Shara this midday at 12
Why is me
noon.
alone?
At 12 noon for Below the Belt, and then again this evening for In the Ring. And I'll be seeing you back on Monday at 8.
She gets to weekend off. Here,
So
call us
it's-
equal rights.
It's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
So we're going to be
Thank God it's Friday.
we're going to be doing this.
Respect and manners. Thank God it's Friday. That's our time.
That's our time, guys. Have a good day.
Stay safe.